Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Once again, I am Miss Patrice A. Flores or Mampat, and today we shall discuss the Module 2 of the Psychological First Aid modules entitled Calming Down and Managing One's Emotions and Thoughts. Last session, we discussed Module 1, which is Validating and Normalizing Feelings, where we learned that all those emotions and your reactions to this pandemic or any form of disaster or traumatic experiences or incidents are normal and valid. This means that you are not overreacting or crazy. Thus, this is your normal response because of the situation. Today, given those identified emotions from Module 1, we shall now learn how to manage and reframe our thoughts. For today's session, we have these three objectives. By the end of the session, you should be able to, number one, identify positive ways to manage one's emotions, practice calming down using a diaphragmatic breathing, and the three C's of feelings and thoughts. Be able to practice reframing one's thoughts. So for this activity, we have now activity number 1, but before we proceed, you need these materials. Of course, you will need your self-learning module, your pen, your paper, and your notebook, which is for notes, and then a ball. But if you don't have any ball, you will need to have scrap papers or diaryo for substitute. You will just need to crumple those scrap papers and turn it into a ball. So now you have a ball. So for activity number 1, I want you to stay outdoors. I want you to do this activity, catch the ball. You can do it with your sibling or with your cousin or anyone from your home. But if it is not possible for you to do it with someone or anybody, you can do it yourself. You just have to throw the ball against the wall and catch it as it bounces back to you. So, like this. After playing for a while, throwing and catching the ball, I want you to think that what you are catching are your feelings. These were the feelings that you caught during the lockdown, the pandemic, and those that you have identified in Module 1. Feelings such as boredom, anxiety, frustration, sadness, happiness, excitement. Stop playing for a moment. You accepted the ball. Take a look at it and try to accept those feelings. I want you to say to yourself, yes, I felt anxious. I accept that I was feeling sad. Yes, I felt that I was feeling frustrated. It is best to catch what you are feeling because these feelings are normal and valid. And it's okay not to feel okay. Paulit-ulit na lang. But it is the truth. It is valid and it is your response to the situation which triggered it. Reframing. So what is reframing? Reframing is the process of changing your feelings by actually changing your thoughts about the feeling. Thoughts and feeling is related or connected to each other. If you are having positive thoughts, the tendency is that you will feel positive also later on. But if you are being pessimistic about everything, later on you will feel negative also. So here are the steps of reframing. Number 1 is to identify. What do we need to identify? We should identify what we are feeling. So, given na yon, meron tayong fear, meron tayong frustration, meron tayong sadness, those emotions. Second, you will need to identify the source why you are feeling like that. Ano nga ba ang source ng pagkakaramdam mo nito? May senaryo ba na nagparamdam sa'yo ng ganito? Meron bang tao na nagparamdam sa'yo nito? Meron bang place o alaala nagparamdam sa'yo nito? And why did it hit you? Why did this emotion suddenly pop up and hit you? Ibig sabihin, bakit ba naramdaman mo siya ng biglaan? So, this is the first step, identify. So, itong identify, nagawa na natin siya sa Module 1. Na-identify na natin lahat yon. And now, for the catch the ball, this is where we go on to step 2, accepting those feelings. So, it is valid and normal and we need to accept it. In-accept natin na naramdaman natin siya at pinagdaanan natin yun. So, for the third step is checking. We will need to check kung itong mga feelings na ito ay appropriate pa rin na maramdaman natin para sa situation. Nararamdaman pa rin ba natin to hanggang ngayon? O i-check din natin kung itong feelings na ito is nakatulong o naging useful para sa atin. Now, let us evaluate those feelings. Were those feelings helpful to you? Of course, your answer will be, opo, nakatulong siya. Hindi po siya nakatulong. This means that some of the feelings you have felt were helpful. But some or others of the feelings you felt are not helpful to you. For example, if you keep feeling fearful or afraid, do you need to stay in fear for long? And how does being fearful help you? May naitulong ba siya? Ang takot ba pag patuloy mo siyang naramdaman is natutulungan kanyang magawa ang ibang bagay? No. It hinders you from doing things that you can do. Dahil napapangunahan ka ng takot, hindi mo alam ang gagawin. Ayaw mong mag-step forward upang umusad. And that is inappropriate. It doesn't make you productive. It is not useful to you. Kumbaga, hindi mo siya nagagamit as your advantage. So I want you to think of positive thoughts, or I want you to think of things to make you feel better. This is the last step of reframing, wherein you will change your thoughts. You think of things na pwede mong ipalit at alam mo na later on is magpaparamdam sa'yo ng positivity din. So, for example, ng ating last step or change. One scenario is, iniisip mo agad na mahirap ang isang bagay. Ngayon, napasukan na at iba ang delivery mode natin ng pag-aaral. We have modular distance learning and we learn using self-learning modules. Kung iisipin mo na mahirap ang mga module at hindi mo pa siya binubuklat, hindi mo pa siya binabasa, pinapangunahan ka na ng takot, tendency is that hindi mo na bubuklatin yung module. Ang iniisip mo na lang lagi habang nagsasagot ka is mahirap ito, which is hindi tama. Then later on, mararamdaman mo na wala kang motivation mag-aral, hindi mo siya matatapos, you will feel hopeless. At maawa ka sa sarili mo na hindi mo siya nagawa, na maiinis ka, magagalit ka. But, if you will have that positive thought na, ito, challenge to, panibagong way to ng pag-aaral, magkakaroon ka ngayon ng motivation to learn on your own. So another way to help you stay focused and separate you from distracting thoughts is we have the calming breathing exercise. So, I'm going to facilitate the step-by-step process and I want you to follow the steps. So, are we ready? First step, find the quiet place where you can sit and lie down. Begin by taking a normal breath. Now take a deep breath. Breathe in slowly through your nose, allowing your chest and lower belly to rise and expand fully. Now breathe out slowly through your mouth. Breathe in, exhale out. Breathe in, exhale out. Again, breathe in, exhale out. So, you just need to stay focused and calm yourself. Breathe in, exhale out. Breathe in, exhale out. Breathe in, exhale out. So, how do you feel now? Are you energized? So, before we end this session, I just want to read to you these two quotations that I found online by Mark and Angel. The first quotation is, the goal isn't to get rid of all your negative thoughts and feelings. That's impossible. The goal is to change your response to them. So, there's the word change. And then, when you are no longer able to change a situation, you are challenged to change yourself. And that changes everything. And again, I am Miss Patrice A. Flores of Dagupan City National High School Senior High School, and I want to thank you all for listening today. That's Module 2, and see you again on our next session. Thank you and God bless. Handang isip, handang bukas.